So thank you. My name's Ryan Murray.
Get as close to the microphone as you can, right?
I'm here for representing myself, Ryan Murray, as well as we the people. It was my understanding that loss of a parent is the most traumatic thing that can happen to a child. My children have lost a father for 6 years, and I have been in Arizona Family Court trying to make sense of it all and trying to be a loving and available father. I started with a judge by the name of Allison Bacchus, who took a Rule 69 50 custody agreement that was in writing and threw it out, and I have not been a father since.
I'm sorry, did she give a reason for throwing out the stipulated custody agreement?
Mother said on the stand that she had changed her mind and hired a different attorney. It was the attorney Francis McGinnis who decided that child support and 100% custody was what they were going for.
Okay, so you're not engaged in a 5225 plan?
No.
Right, thank you. Go ahead.
I was referred to David Weinstock, who was said to be the expert in the state of Arizona, and that he would help, go through the TI process and would hold the other party accountable to the immediate reunification that I had in a court document. And in that original court document of immediate reunification, 6 years later, that still has not happened.
Did you have a contract with him?
Yes.
And forgive me, I'm trying to understand, if the court made a decision unilaterally, how did this Weinstock fella enter the picture?
Yeah.
If he wasn't appointed by the court.
It had to do with the carousel of collusion of people working together. So my attorney had a relationship with him and referred me.
Okay, so just a minute. He wasn't appointed by the court to act as a judicial delegation to intervene on your case. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
So at that point, he referred us to Pastor Brooks Gibson for this immediate reunification. Pastor Gibson had lost his license, which I did not know at that time, and took a meeting before with the opposing party. And when I showed up, it was said that there would be no immediate reunification. So I went back to court, and it was referred to a Marcia Farrick as a therapeutic interventionist. When my attorney wrote a letter and said, hey, we've got something here that says immediate reunification, she recused herself. It was then referred to Annette Ruskin, and Annette Ruskin was given the same documentation of immediate reunification. She said that it was not her job to follow the court orders, and that she was the determinator of whether or not there would be any reunification. That never happened under Annette Ruskin's watch. Over a year. I then was referred to Carolyn Mullen, who tried to facilitate immediate reunification, and Mother opposed her as being appointed. So it got put off again to another therapeutic interventionist. His name was John Sciali, who actually is referred to as the most expensive person in the TI world in the state of Arizona. I did not attain immediate reunification with John Sciali. So between the carousel of lawyers and TIs, the only thing that was consistent was a request for my AFI. Everybody wanted to know what my W-2 said, what my payroll stub was, what my bank accounts were, what were the lines of credit that I had. And unfortunately, your description of the goose that laid the golden egg feels very personal to me, because I'm on the throes of not being able to pursue being a parent anymore because I'm going to be bankrupt. I'm right there right now after 6 years of fighting for this to be possible. There has been a gag order to not say anything from day one. This is the first opportunity that I've had a chance to even say anything.
Who's the judge?
The judge currently is Julie Mata.
Is that the one that put the gag order on you?
No, it was Allison Bacchus. And then
Okay.
Ted Campagnello, who basically said I didn't have a voice and that I didn't have any rights of a father.
Which seems, excuse me, that seems very odd.
It is very odd.
Since there is a group that parades around this country as a father's rights group that actually endorses the whole TI process. In fact, they're instrumental in installing it. So I guess that we'll have to follow up on that. But please proceed. I'm sorry I took your time.
The difference is, you know, I have a 3-year global master's degree, and I've traveled around the world studying campuses abroad, and am an expert on corruption in global business. Fraudulent actors are people that engage in deception or fraud that harm the outcome to gain personal and financial gain. And when somebody asks me for my pay stub and my W-2 and how many credit cards I have before they ever ask about a child, civil rights of children are being overlooked for greed. And my case is personal to me. Racketeering is a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit. What we have here today in Arizona is a business that is making a lot of money. Others before me have detailed it, and it's very painful to hear. Racketeering is defined as a coordinated effort by multiple people to repeatedly earn a profit, typically by fraud and threats. I was always threatened to not be a father. I was always threatened that I wouldn't have access. It's 6 years later, and I still don't have access. Collusion is a secret agreement or cooperation for illegal or dishonest purpose. 2 or more parties working together secretly to achieve a goal that is unethical and unlawful. And this, unfortunately, is happening daily in our state of Arizona. And I plead for everyone to think about the civil rights of our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a quick point of clarification.
Please proceed.
Something that you said, I just want to clarify what you're saying, is what I heard. The therapist basically claimed that he was the one that had authority over to decide what would
Annette
happen to your
Ruskin
children.
Said repeatedly
I'm
that
sorry.
it didn't matter that I had a court order for immediate reunification.
And that the name of that individual, because you were talking over each other,
Yeah. Annette Ruskin.
Annette Ruskin. Okay.
So, yeah, so thank you. You are saying exactly what I thought I heard, that Annette Ruskin said, I don't care about any court order, and then she got to decide what was best for your children.
And I found out in her lobby, speaking with her child, that her daughter was not allowed to have a relationship with her father. Imagine how I felt on that day when I had a retainer of over $2,000 for immediate reunification and I wasn't able to speak to my children.
So let me get this straight. Who prevented you from communicating with your children?
If I had a court order, in my opinion, that said immediate reunification, it was the TI that kept me from communicating with my children.
So did the court make any kind of an order preventing you from having communication with your children?
No.
Let's take the TI out of the picture right now. Did a judge tell you you don't get to have any kind of visitation with your kids?
No.
Did the judge give you any kind of plan like a 5225 shared co-parenting plan?
I shared that with the therapeutic interventionist. I said, these are the custody arrangements that I see as being normal, and they were not addressed and never discussed.
Okay. Now, let's re-inject the TI into the process. Given the fact that the judge did not even address it, the TI is the one who prevented you from having any contact with your children?
That's correct.
Okay. Did the term parental alienation ever enter the conversation?
Every day.
Uh-huh.
And you know what I was told? It's not alienation, it's estrangement. And I'm semantically challenged by that, because if I can't speak to them and I can't see them and they don't have my love, I believe that that is alienation.
Okay. So the term parental alienation, it occurs to me, and I'm not going to ask Monty to come back up here, but it occurs to me that if you take out parental and you insert, I don't know, provider alienation, that individual is actively, and I know that there's two thoughts about alienation. There's active, where an individual is influencing by either word or deed against a parent. And then there's passive. It's the parent who's like, I am not going to say a word about my ex-spouse's lifestyle. I'm just going to be silent. That's also been called parental alienation. But for you to have a provider intervene and cause that, when you're the one, I'm just trying to understand here, you're the one paying money to them to promote contact, to promote involvement, and move away from the alienation schedule. Am I whacked in the head, or is that basically what's happened here?
That is exactly what happened.
Okay. All right, members, any other questions? Sir, thank you very much for coming forward. I appreciate it.